and then it's taking the case into the United States because the website is available in the United States, and the lawsuit that was threatened by Julius Baer revolved around the exposure of business secrets as a damage to the business of Julius Baer. It sort of highlights the danger of the internet as it has a great deal of promise as a means of distributing information, but the companies that websites rely on they're not in the news business particularly. They don't have any particular interest in defending the First Amendment. I think there is a quite strong First Amendment case to be made for the protection of WikiLeaks as an exercise of the public's right to know. But from the web host point of view, it was simply easier to get rid of this website that was presumably not paying them a great deal and avoid potentially costly lawsuits.
Well, let's look at WikiLeaks' reaction to this. Their reaction is just to simply ignore the court, repost it using mirror sites, and to go about their business citing the First Amendment and carrying
I don't think they're ignoring the court. They have some pro bono lawyers defending them, and I believe they are appealing the order in the California court. But they have reposted the information on various mirror sites around the world. This is a website that was started primarily to expose government secrets from repressive regimes around the world, and it's sort of their attitude is that governments don't have the right to keep this stuff secret, and so it's sort of consistent with their philosophy that regardless of what a court in the United States or in Kenya or Turkmenistan or whatever rules, they're going to keep trying to get out this information, and so far it looks like their means of keeping this information in the public domain are exceeding the ability of the U.S. court system to shut them down.
Well, this certainly leads into questions of jurisdiction. The U.S. court, San Francisco, it's a federal court. It can certainly rule over what goes on in this country. However, the internet seems to be international, and the anonymous nature of posting on the internet, it's certainly going to be hard to suppress this, which of course would lead to wider issues of privacy and freedom of speech.
Yeah, it was a very sweeping judgment on the part of this court that seemed to forbid anyone from disseminating these documents. Well, the judge doesn't really have control over anybody. That's not really in the scope of their power. You typically have to have some kind of jurisdiction in order to make a claim on someone. So it seemed like a fairly sweeping claim by someone who, I don't know, the judge is a Berkeley law professor, or a former Berkeley law professor, but maybe needs to brush up on some First Amendment law.
How do you think this is going to play out? We know there is an appeal coming up on the 29th.
Well, as I said, I think that there is a sense that the judge was going too far in this case, that there was some overstepping of authority here, and I think that the lawyers for WikiLeaks are fairly confident that they'll be able to overturn it on appeal. But the website has survived, the attempt to shut it down. It's not clear exactly, unless you can get rulings in every country where there's internet hosts. It's hard to see how you can completely shut down this website. And I think that they have, Julius Baer, the bank, has succeeded in getting far more attention to the documents than had been the case before they tried to suppress them. So it so far is not really looking for like a victory for the forces of censorship.
Jim Naurekas, thank you for joining us in the International Newsnet.
You're welcome.